Welcome and welcome back. I'm Martin, and you are the proof for me that this is online, that it's working. So if there should be someone in the chat, Bernie, Servus, wie immer, du bist der Erste. Danke, ich hoffe, du hörst mich, du siehst mich. Und dann können wir Gas geben. Schauen wir mal, wie viele Leute sich heute hierher verirren werden. Okay, good. Yeah, now let's see. Let's see how many we will be, because yeah, Black Friday. It must be Black Friday. Hottest deal ever. Best discount ever. Your last chance, your biggest chance. Buy today. I think I received something like 27 or 28 emails today, and it's breaking your nerves. It's breaking your nerves that you receive all those emails with the best price ever. I mean, yes, if we go back, yes. Oh, David, hi. Nice to see you. And yeah, Bernie and David, both of you participated in the scoring competition hosted with Andreas. We finished our judging. We filmed already the the final video on Sunday. This video will be online, and it's always such an amazing opportunity to hear all your scores, your interpretations, your creativity. That's amazing. And yeah, you too, especially you too, don't miss out on Sunday. On Wednesday, then, if I remember well, we will have this Zoom call where we then just, Andreas and me, we will show each other for the very first time our own score. And then I think by the end of the week, I will make another live stream just going through my score, all the choices that I made, explaining what I did, why I did it, how I managed to do it in one day, and all that stuff. And yes, David, you wrote it. There is way too much choice, and Bernie should be sitting here with me right now, because he even wow, 7 Years of Hope. That's cool to have you here. Is always, teasing me like, oh, do you know this? Do you know that? And he's showing me incredible things even that I don't know and that I didn't know. And today we talked about Museo, which at the moment is $150 or euros or whatsoever. 150. And you have a lifetime access to, Bernie, how many are there? Dozens? Is it enough to say dozens, or is it hundreds of various libraries? I mean, most of the libraries that I have, they cost more than 150 euros or dollars, and there you really get. I think that I have chosen my 2 libraries, but let's see. Yeah, David, if you're curious, I mean, I don't want to sell anything this evening. I'm not sponsored by any company. Maybe I will make some companies angry if I call them out as my personal disappointment. Maybe I won't name them. There are even ways to describe them without really naming them. I mean, whoever, Richard, hey, cool. I mean, whoever follows my channel long enough knows that I have 2 favorite developers, 2 that are my go-to bread and butter libraries, and I know them, and with those libraries I can work fast. And then there are another 3 or 4 developers that I absolutely love, and I love what they do, and if I have time in a project, then I really fit their libraries in, because they have to bring a lot to the table. But that's not the bread and butter sound, maybe, or the bread and butter library. And then even over time, I mean, Albion 1, when I got Albion 1 in 2020, it was my absolute favorite, absolute go-to, and it's still an amazing library. Then I got Jaeger, and Jaeger completely took the place of Albion 1. Jaeger is an amazing library. If you want to do cinematic and strong and epic and whatsoever, Jaeger gets you covered. There are the stunning vocals in it from the singer of Two Steps from Hell. There are amazing strings, there's amazing brass, and it's all so perfectly edited. You just need a minus 125 pre-delay, so you really get the sound on spot. And there is a little bit of percussion. There's amazing sound design stuff: whooshes, hits, booms, low booms, pads, drones. Jaeger is an amazing library. I used it the last time, I think last year when I started to work on a trailer that now finally got reality, and the project will start on January. And if everything goes as planned, then it will be my first feature film that I will have the possibility to score. And I started this whole thing with Jaeger, which was amazing at that time for me. And then you know more developers, you get more choice, more libraries, and then yeah, for me it happens, that there are libraries that I open them and I know precisely which knobs to turn to get certain results, and other libraries then just get a little bit out of your daily workflow. It doesn't mean they're bad or whatever. I mean, there are libraries that maybe I received NFR copies to make a review, but after the review I would say, okay, I would never ever have bought this, or if I would have bought it, I would have been really disappointed for what really is in there, because you all know, if you see the demos on YouTube, or if you hear the demo tracks, this is even me. A fun story. One of the first libraries I bought was the Scoring Guitars 2 by Heaviosity. This was one of the first libraries I bought in 2020, and at that time I got tricked in by their video. And then I had the library and I had no clue how to get a similar result like they had on their demo and this stuff, because I just didn't know how to use the Gravity engine. And I forgot about the library. Really, I forgot about Heaviosity, everything. When today, Heaviosity is one of my favorite developers. I know the Gravity now inside out, and the Gravity 2 engine inside out, and the libraries and everything. So once in a while, maybe you even need to take the time to really dive deep into what you bought, what you got, to see what there is really in, and not only the presets, just to tell you a little bit even. And now with all this offer and that offer, and all year long, there's the spring sale, then there's the pre-summer sale, the summer sale, the after summer sale, the pre-autumn sale. There's much stuff out there, and yeah, I think we all have too many libraries. I mean, just if I go through through this list, really? I mean, really, over the years, I collected all this. And another fun story, you forget about the libraries even. Who else? Because I saw some names even. Kate! Hey, cool to have you even here in the chat. Let me quickly read this, because this is mostly even about you. I really would like to have this more as a chat room, talking about our experiences and that stuff. So, where are the whole library in samples? I use Crowhill as the company. Crowhill has some amazing stuff, and I'm plain honest. I just didn't reach out to Christian yet, because I wouldn't have the time at the moment to really dive deep enough into his libraries to show them as for sure what they are. Because even when the whole shitstorm went down on Christian, I was still on his side, because he taught me so much over the years with his wonderful YouTube channel and everything. So and now I'm happy that he's back with Crowhill. Absolutely. My two picks on intro pricing rather than Black Friday. Yeah, I mean, David, that's a good point. But when will be the best price? Will it be the intro price or the Black Friday price or the Christmas sale or the, it's difficult. I mean, there are companies, I won't name them, but there are companies, they are having sales something like 8 times a year, discounts between 50 and 80%. This means they don't believe in their own products. If I believe in my product, I would never ever discount it 80% or 70%, and this 6 or 7 times a year. This means you have a street price. You have a recommended retail price, and that's, fantasy, and then there's the street price, and this is precisely what your libraries are worth to yourself, developer. So think about us, the users, and you know what to do with Jaeger. Yeah. Yes, Kate, I know what to do with Jaeger. And I mean, Jaeger is, even for me, being a German, that's such a cool name. I love the name Jaeger. That's for me, I mean, hunter would be the cool word normally for us Germans, but I prefer Jaeger 10 times. And I gave up life in the EU with Tina. Yeah. Wow, Richard, that's a compliment. Now I'm flattered. Okay, now I'm speechless. Now it's your turn to write something in the chat. And wow, Richard, wow. Why does Martin sound like a lively Irish folk song? Why does Martin sound like a lively Irish folk song? I have no idea. I have no idea why I do sound like a lively Irish folk song. Kate will tell us. David, I'm seeing the same thing, and that companies start to, because he lives literally in. Literally, not literally. Literally. I think 2020 was a important year for many sample developers, because we all have been for a month at home, and this was even the year that I got professionally back to music. There are still some videotapes, just if you're curious, like for example here the Nightfall. I mean, that's a VHS tape. That's a movie that I scored in the 90s, and then I gave completely up on it. And in 2020, being at home, having lots of time, I just got back, and I saw that many people there just got back to making music and whatsoever. And then the real life kicked in again. So I think many people that really thought like music or found the time for music, so they didn't have the time afterwards anymore. Maybe this is one thing. And to be honest, by now nearly everything is covered. I wouldn't want to be a hat developer. It doesn't matter for which company. And they would ask me, okay, we pay you 100K if you come up with the next library that will sell for sure. Because, strings have been done from the softest, lushest quartets up to the most epic, unreal strings. Same for brass, same for percussion, solo instruments and that stuff. There is so much out there. I mean, I only recently... It's even the amount of competition out there, and I just recently, I'm one of my favorite libraries is still Symphobia by Project Sam, and Symphobia is over 10 years old, I think, but it still has that amazing string sound and that wonderful brass sound. So, the sound of strings didn't change over the time. So if this library did sound good back then, it still sounds good, and they even came up with a wonderful, amazing new engine. So, they renewed their old library, so it's still a wonderful library. And only recently, I discovered the original Gravity. I have it loaded up here if you are curious. Even this one is, I think, 10 years old. And I reviewed many epic cinematic libraries, especially this year, with pads and drones and risers and whooshes and hits and crash and stuff like this. If you have the original Gravity, you can save your money on all of those. There isn't even one bringing anything new to the table that was there already 10 years ago. In Gravity, amazing pads from the most grittiest and distorted ones to the most angelic soft ones. There are 30-second long risers, time synced. You can sync them to 2 bars, 4 bars, 8 bars, whatsoever. There are the gnarliest, deepest sub booms and hits and whatsoever. So I think it's even difficult for companies to come up with something new. And another library that I loaded up here, and I will put on my headphones and I will switch the view for you guys, because I recently discovered my Italian neighbors' Fluffy Audio. And for example, their Spaghetti Western is one of the coolest, funniest libraries, professionally produced, that I could imagine, but it's complete niche. I mean, with this library, yes, you could easily, whatever Bud Spencer film or Spaghetti Western, or easily score it. And there is cool stuff in it. For example, there's this instrument called 49er. Just let me check the volumes here. Need to turn this up a little bit. It's getting smaller because I have a third screen now even there for movie scoring. That's so handy. Okay, and then there is, for example, just to show you, if you're curious, I mean, you let me know. If you're not interested at all, there is, for example, this strumming guitar. Which is amazing. I mean, if you're into Western, then this is what you need. You do have to rate the steps, the humanize, the swing, the speed. Man, this is just one instrument, and if we continue, just to show how cool this library is. But is there really a market for it? That's the good question, I think. There is the acoustic guitar. There's then even this was the strummed version, then the one that you can play. Then there is a banjo, because obviously if we talk Western, there is the banjo. And then there's the blues harmonica. There is the chromatic harmonica. There is a classical guitar. This is one beast, the country singer. Just to show you, how cool this library is. Yeah, me too. I see myself, not really in a horse. I mean, I do love horses, but I do love lots of horses compressed into an engine, yeah? And then I put them on a frame, and we call this motorcycle, and then yes, then absolutely. This is then something Steph, hi, good to see you. As a Porsche guitarist, I try to avoid guitar libraries. David, I can imagine me. I can't play the guitar, so Damaged Guitars, the Hydra series is amazing. Ex Machina from Sound Iron, what an amazing guitar library even. And then there is the baritone guitar, just to show you a little bit, the English horn. All this spaghetti western is the Jews harp, the ocarina, opera singer, the outlaws choir.
Brave, gold, dig, gun, horn, drink, rough, dig, fire.
This is all, the same library. And Domino's Choir by Fluffy Audio is, for all the choirs that I tested, the most amazing choir that there is, with a word builder and the single legato, the polyphonic legato, and all that stuff. So yeah, the tubular bells, obviously. If there's then the funeral, western sounds, obviously there are the horses and the gunshots. Yep. Yeah, you see, everything for western is cool. Is really cool. The whistle and all that stuff, but niche. But this is even maybe how developers really need to go out of the mainstream and don't come up with the next string library, which is a game-changing. No. Belongs in the pasta. Thomas, hi, nice to see you. Yeah. And yeah, pasta. What's even so good in pasta is then when you have the pasta on the table, a little bit of Parmesan cheese, obviously truffles. If you're lucky to have some truffles on top is good, and olives. This year, I mean, we live in this place now since 10 years, so we have the olive trees out there since 10 years, and this year was the first year, and please don't ask me why, that all our trees were full of olives. And we made them in Salamone. This means in a salt water. You take them, you wash them, you cut them, you put them in salt water for 10 days. That you change it. Wow, olives! They are so good. And now I love olives. And now this year I finally can eat my own olives. So then I would like library of native. Just a second. No, it's in the pasta. Okay, I would like a library of native American chanting. David, I don't know if you have access to my private messages. I don't think so, but you won't believe there is a library of Native American chanting coming up. Okay, I think I can already tell even the name of the developer, because it's not that secret anymore, because I think in the newsletter they already wrote it. Bella di Media. Bella di Media is another of those developers. They are niche. They're making only vocal libraries, and 90% of their vocal libraries are in the lyrical style. So there's the soprano, the tenor, and that stuff, more for opera stuff. But what they do really good, and they are about to make a library with native chants. Then, that's ages ago. Okay, then why didn't my Mac take me away from a Christian? Tina and Christian? Thomas, I think there are other streams then now too. Okay, Dominus Choir, the staccato sounds good. Yeah, Richard, absolutely. Then David, best service have a big discount on the Ethnic World vocal library. Yes, I mean, even the Fluffy Audio, always Fluffy Audio, they have their Echoes of the Earth, but it's not American chant, it's more African, Libyan, and that Arabic in that area, but even there are amazing vocals in it. And wow. We are located exactly in the middle of that boot. Italy is shaped a little bit like a boot, and we are exactly in the middle of that. So what I normally tell people is, there's Ancona, and on the other end there is Rome, and both on the coast. And if you connect Ancona with Rome in a straight line and put a dot in the middle of that line, this is where we are located. And another thing that I wanted to show at the very beginning, about libraries, that we all have too many libraries. I forgot about scoring acoustic guitars. For example, being the big Heaviosity fan that I am. Now I had this scoring competition with Andreas, and there was this guy sitting in that empty train station, which was, Le Marche, exactly, I'm in Le Marche. So near to Ascoli Piceno, which I'm quite sure you visited, or Macerata, that you probably visited Fermo, and then that triangle in the Sibillini Mountains. So I have the national park. I live in the national park of the Sibillini Mountains, and just behind my place, there are the mountains going up. So I'm the second last house before the end of the public road, and then those dirt road starts where you only can go with a motorbike or with a jeep. And so there is this guy sitting in this train station, which is a metaphor, maybe of your life. If you just lay awake in your bed and can't sleep, and you can't even get your mind concentrated on a thought. This is how I interpreted it, that scene. And I just wanted to have something that is bare, that would that needs to create an atmosphere, but but not really distinctive sound. So it should remind you of something, but it shouldn't be. So I just took, from the acoustic scoring guitars, an acoustic guitar scape, and I don't remember which one, but just to show you. Something like this. Just something like this, where you do have... Yeah, maybe it was this one, or it was one where the guitar sounds were reversed. I mean, that's amazing if you just need to underscore something where you even would like the viewer to interpret that, what he's seeing, without guiding him too much. And yeah, that's it. But because I think about Triumph Audio, the Ghost Cello. I can think about 3 libraries from Wrong Tools. I can think about 2 libraries from Bunker Samples. I can think about something in Project Sam's, I think the 3 libraries. Going in that direction. So, there are so many possibilities. Like then you would like to have this trailerish, dying in echo piano. Let's be honest, how many piano libraries do we all have? And how many of those do you really use? And so yeah, Black Friday. This is why today I don't want to really point out this or that or whatsoever. Just would like to show there are many, and if you're curious to talk about one or the other or hear one or the other, we can do that. If not, we just continue like this, chatting about the more and the less. Nigel, nice to see you. If you looked at the libraries from, they have a native island package. Okay. Amalfi. Okay. So pretty close to Abruzzo. David, Steph Macerata. Yeah, exactly. Then my Cobra beer. It's not a distant memory. My Kate, talk soon. Too many, yeah. I mean the brewers in Munich, they should do Black Friday sales. They should sell their beer 80% off. Then yeah, we were talking about even here the old Gravity, and I thought I might do once in a while a live stream, really, oldies but goldies, talking about those libraries that came out something like 10 plus years back, and that still and listen to that riser. Richard, Commander, yeah, me too. I have one. Thanks for being here. That is a 12 bar riser. I didn't play it till the end. But anyhow, you have length. And there you can tell for every single sample how long it should be. So we can just shorten this to 4 bars on every D. Because you know how the designer works. At least I think you all know how the designer in the Heaviosity libraries work. And now... Now this whole thing comes up in 4 bars. Ten-year-old library, and in the same 10-year-old library there are pads like this. And if you have pads like this, do you really need another cinematic pads library? Not really. Because I can remember, you know, cinematic pads 1, 2, 3 and whatsoever. I mean, really. And then you have this engine, this engine that really was too much for me. When I bought the scoring guitars too from Heaviosity, just didn't understand the engine. And yeah. I mean, I say this nearly every time, and I repeat this: know your tools, know your libraries. That's so important, really. That's so important. That, I mean, if you think about it, I think I'm the biggest living Heaviosity fan that there is. And I bought a library of them 4 years back, and I forgot about it completely, as I just weren't able to use it. I saw their video, and I loved what I heard, and I bought it like, wow, yeah, now. And then it was just like, okay, I can't get their results, and buy the next library. No, this is not how it works. So this is today's stream. I think is an against Black Friday stream. Let me quickly. Nigel, does I don't have Iconica Opus. Nigel, sorry, I don't have it. Good and hi. Nice to have you here. I am back into blending different piano libraries together. Yeah, David. This is precisely what I did. What I did even in my last train score. I blended 3 different libraries, one into the other, and then I never talked about it. I had this year in summer the huge opportunity to orchestrate and produce a backing track for a pretty famous violinist. An orchestral thing, and even there I worked with 2. I mean, we can for sure. I don't know about copyright yet. I never asked him. And there was a part where I really needed a dreamy, soft, piano-ish sound, and then there was a part where I needed an orchestral 9-footer, and yeah, just 2 different piano libraries with the different signal chain, and that's absolutely legit. Radical and alt piano. Alt piano is amazing. Westwood is having lots of amazing libraries too. This doesn't sound. No, Gravity definitely doesn't sound like a 10-year-old library, and really just to show you, just if you're curious, if not, stop me. In this library, you get hits, pads, risers, and stings. And if we just go quickly into the hits, then there are all those hits. And if we go to the subs menu, only to the subs. So, do we need more? And these are only the subs, and then there is the impacts menu. So really, get Gravity 1 and save your money for everything else. That then there are the whooshes, you know, this whoosh, and this stuff, and then yes, there are the pads, for example, or the risers. The risers, there are 15-second long risers, 30-second long risers, and organic risers. And if you here just go to the organic risers, just quickly, really, I mean, is this an amazing riser? And this one is long at the moment, 12 bars. I bring it to 4 bars. So this really doesn't sound like a 10-year-old library. Come on, move. But there's really amazing stuff in it. And then there are the pads, and even the pads, really, they are complex. And then there are the elements, and the elements is always, you know, Heaviosity pretty soon started with this 3-channel layout. So they have, if we go on Ethereal, for example, Above Beauty, which is the one that I had before, look how many there are in the Ethereal folder. And then there are the Aggressive and the Unnerving and that stuff. But they already have been at that time, this is where we are, on 3 channels. So I can solo the first one. This is channel 1. And this is channel 2. And this is channel 3. And if you go in the elements, then you find, you know, channel 1, channel 2, channel 3, and you can combine them however you like. But Purify, Pounding, Silence. Just to show you a few of them, just to show you you see, if you have, it doesn't matter. We could even take now from Pinkertone Infinity 1, for example. If you have Infinity 1, that's another of those beasts, then really learn how to use it, and you won't need something else. Aggressive, Bending Destruction, just to show you 10 years ago. Yeah, lots of stuff. Which, by the way, scoring acoustic guitars that I talked about before, which are Gravity packs, means they have Vocalise 1, 2, 3. I love Vocalise 3. They have the scoring guitar, scoring bass in the Gravity engine, so you don't need Gravity to run them, but you anyhow get those sounds in the Gravity engine, and they are $49 at the moment. Makes them interesting. And Thomas, yes, you're absolutely right. We need really to start composing. We need to focus. I think that's maybe my advice. Focus on 2 or 3 developers and then really learn their libraries in depth. So if you are on a certain time frame, then you can come out really quick with the broad strokes, you know, with the structure. So at least I really had recently a video about the writer's block, the blank sheet, you know, the big panic, like how to start. At least you have something on paper or on your DAW, and then, you know, you can tweak around and play around and all that stuff. And then maybe even, why not, you take Westwood, their Untamed series. Wow, amazing stuff. If you would like to have that human touch, those things that you can't program with MIDI, or you take Wrong Tools, their libraries, even with phrases, stuff like this, Ghost Cello from Triumph Audio, stuff like this. But I think, yeah, really find the 2 or 3 developers that really suit you and your workflow. I won't tell the name now, but there's one developer. I might make it a little narrower, an Italian developer. But did that guy get back to you who said that you should use videos? No, No, David, he never got back to me. He just said, there are thousands of movie makers out there that need music, and we take AI material. And even on VI Control, there was I wouldn't call it a shitstorm, but maybe a shit wind against whoa, they used an AI film. Guys, really? I mean, we are all happy that we can quickly come up with some visuals for our videos. Dave Cushing made amazing visuals for my last official demo songs, and they have been all AI. And Andreas, in my opinion, really told an amazing story. And I'm pretty sure if Andreas would have been able to animate that stuff in Blender or whatever software, he would have done it. But as he's not a 3D artist, he just coded that. But he told an amazing stories. The pictures haven't been too fake. They haven't been hands. I mean, they're YouTubers. They're using AI for their videos, and they're having 6 fingers or 3 fingers or stuff like this. Come on, this is ridiculous. But he didn't have stuff like this. He had an amazing story, amazing visuals, amazing color grading. So where is the problem? That he used AI for this. I don't see the point. And all those movie makers, this guy didn't come back. Just sorry, we don't need new libraries. You just need to kick. Okay. Yeah. The chat is going too quick now. The problem with film students is, I mean, I scored 3 short movies by film students, and what's so funny, I talked about 2 sides of the same coin on Wednesday, my live stream, and today I'm pretty sure she didn't watch my live stream, but maybe her ears have been ringing. Today she contacted me telling me again, thanks for the score that I wrote and how much it enhanced her story and her project and everything. But those films, then they go to festivals, and you can't talk about them for a month. But I do have on my Patreon and on my channel memberships, I do have a video how you can easily get in contact with those film students and how to find them and where to find them, because for sure you don't find them in composer communities. In composer communities you find composers. This is like you being a fish going into the sea to meet, or I explained it as a fisherman. As a fisherman, I wouldn't go in the bar with other fishermen. I would go to the sea and hunt for fish. So it's not that difficult. And Nigel, I've discovered I can get good sounds by recording myself. That's the best, Nigel. That's the best. Anyhow, if you really record your very own stuff and make libraries out of it, then yeah. And one of the things on my list, I guess to start making my own videos. Yeah, David, I mean, my time is so limited. My time is so limited because it's really month that I would like to make a video like where to get movies from that you can score. Because there are free resources. If you watch at my official demo track for Vocalese 3 that Heaviosity accepted as a demo track, the video that you see there, the visuals, they are from Pexels. I mean, there are sites out there like Pexels, they do have free video material. You can just download it, you can use it even commercially and that stuff. That's one big source. Then there's Motion Array and those sites where you just buy your material. Then there are sites like the QTube that buy material from Motion Array, arrange it and then sell it to you so you can buy from them. You can use AI, or you can really take your camera and film it. The last scoring competition last year that I had with Chris Houston, the horror movie, I filmed the material in Switzerland during our holiday. We had this small villa and I discovered the basement and I loved that iron door. And I just had the idea, wow, we could make a movie out of that. I grabbed the cell phone and then I just, in one shot, I filmed this whole thing. My poor daughter was sitting in that room for something like 3 minutes in the complete dark whilst I was walking around the house. So you can film that stuff. There's another video of mine that even we used for a scoring competition. I just filmed my daughter sitting on a bench, and yet really do it. It's lots of fun. This is even why I made myself a little present. Believe it or not, I bought A handycam. I bought a handycam. This thing, I mean, we all have cell phones and we all can film with the cell phones, but just get something like this. That's so cool. You open it and you start filming. That's lots of fun. That's really lots of fun. You get them pretty cheap by now. And yeah. Then forums and groups for that. Just let me catch up quickly. It's here to stay. Yeah, whether if you like it or not. And then there's good use to it and bad use to it, David. That's it. Dave Cushing is the man. Absolutely. He is for many reasons. For many reasons, not only for his visuals, even as a human being and as a musician. Pexels is fantastic. Yeah, you see. What funny is about Pexels? I'm working on a review of 2 amazing libraries that can do one thing: scare you. Those 2 libraries are for horror only. They are from my friend and a composer, German. Now I forgot his name. It might come up again. If not, I can just quickly find his name. And I used material from Pexels. And then Johannes Riedel. And then I got a copyright claim. Because someone made a rescore video for a song by by a rock group, and he used material from Pexels and then registered it. So I got into a discussion like, hey, this material is from Pexel. This guy has no chance to have it copyrighted, and I won, and now I can finally make my video. But yeah, Pexels is amazing. Dann Eile mit Weile. Wow! Guren! Haben wir dann noch eine Deutsche? Wir haben jetzt dann einen Schweizer, wir haben den Bernie, dann haben wir mit der Bayer und dann haben wir dann noch eine Deutsche, oder? Sehr witzig. Dann. Exactly, Johannes Riedel, yeah, Steph. Secret samples. Yeah, you looked. Yeah, I'm a bad father. I know, I'm a bad father. I really locked my own daughter into that cellar for the sake of art. And now looking back at it, I'm sorry that I really, because what fascinated me about that door, it was something like this thick, an iron door. So probably there was a gas tank in it back at the days or whatsoever. And there have been 6 locks on that door, 1, 2, 3. So when we went down there and saw that door with 6 locks, it's just like, what the hell did they close in there with all those locks? And yeah, for the movie we only used one. And but yeah, she was in there. But Quebec has scoring competition, and they have 3 clips every year. Ja, stimmt. The 7 Tears of Hope ist ja auch ein Deutscher. Genau, das ist. Hey, ist ja cool. Da können wir auf Deutsch weitermachen, oder? No, we stay in English, so everybody can follow us. But what we should do is we should meet one day. Man, I'm traveling a lot for work. I've been to Belgium last week. I will be in Switzerland next week, and then again in Munich, and then from Munich I will drive to Salzburg, visit Mozart, and then from Salzburg I will drive back to Italy. So we should organize something. Anyhow, I will be in Munich probably for New Year's Eve. So if someone would like to come to Munich. Exactly. Nigel, the Blender Foundation. Even the Blender Foundations, they are public domain. You can. I flew to Brussels, then I took the bus to Ghent. So I've been in Ghent one day. Then we drove to Antwerpen. The next day in Antwerpen, and then I flew back. It was only 2 days. Blender Foundations, they have amazing material, and being public domain, you are even allowed to cut them to your own needs if you want. And even for cutting, you don't need Final Cut Pro. Absolutely. If you're on Mac, I mean, there's iMovie, and iMovie is already amazing. Of course, if you get Final Cut Pro, the world opens up, like GarageBand and Logic. But you have iMovie, and if you're on a PC, you anyhow have is it the Movie Maker or something like this, which even is for free. So there are many possibilities to. No way, Steph. I should have known that. I've been sleeping on a boat in Ghent on the river. I loved it. It was amazing experience to sleep in this small apartment on a boat, and yeah, thanks. Yeah, traveling is I mean, I would prefer obviously to travel with my family. It's always better to travel with the family, but yeah. So yeah, I mean, this year for sure I won't. The last trip this year will be next week to Zurich, and then Munich, and then Salzburg. But next year, if I will come back to Gunstaff, then we should meet, absolutely. And I still hope to meet Bernie in Switzerland next week. So yeah, we completely drove away from Black Friday and the amazing prices that it's the last chance, and it's the best chance of the year. I mean, not really, but yeah. Is there something else that I really think? I mean, yeah, Project Sam, Lumina, for example. Lumina is one of those libraries where I say yes. Pandora Core, Pandora. Oh, yes, one library that I use. I don't know if you know it or not. Is from Project Sam, which might be interesting. The adaptive runs. So I will just take one of them. You have strings and winds, high strings and high winds, flutes and piccolos, low strings and winds, violins, flutes, oboes, clarinets, bassoons, trumpets, and that stuff. And then, yeah, black what? Exactly. Until black. Yes, David, that's your last chance. It's Black Friday until the Black Saturday, and then Black Sunday, and then you just have those runs going up. Depending on the velocity, there are in minor or in major. So this is minor, major. You have the section, so you have your microphones, you have the length, obviously, of this. The range. And then here there are the beats, because even Project Sam, they started with Pandora, with their time synced stuff. Now they have it in all of their libraries. And then here you just set the length, let's say, to 8 beats, which isn't realistic anymore. I mean, that was stupid from my side. Let's say 4 beats. This is something that is so useful. I mean, yes, you can program it, and if you layer a staccato patch with a tremolo patch, then it even sounds pretty realistic. But if you have libraries like this, and if you press the sustain pedal, then it does this. Is this amazing? So this is another library, I think, that I would say, yes, it's definitely worth having a look at. Germany and Vietnam in January. Anyways, let's talk libraries, yeah. No, really. This adaptive runs is, let's take the violas and celli, for example. Or the oboes, clarinets, and bassoons. Just to show you. Yeah, a nice library. Definitely a nice library. Trumpets, chromatic. Yeah, if you don't know it. Orchestral Essentials. Yeah, for example, Orchestral Essentials 1 and 2 have been the very first libraries I ever bought. Then I got Albion 1, and then pretty soon after I got from Heaviosity the Scoring Guitars 2 and even Orchestral Essentials 1 and 2. They are amazing, especially for the price. The material that you got. It gets you completely covered. There are the strings, there are the woodwinds, and they do sound good. There's the brass, it sounds amazing. Sound design, choir, whatsoever. Most of the stuff time synced by now. Then you have, and even that's something, guys, Project Sam with Symphobia, more than 10 years ago, came up with those orchestrations because they realized it sounds way better to record an orchestra playing. This means really the trumpets and the oboes and the French horns and the strings as one sound, then in your DAW layering strings and those in various tracks. And they did this more than 10 years ago in Symphobia, and I think it was this year that Spitfire Audio came up with a library which was called an ensemble or something like this, where they have the groundbreaking game changer of an orchestra recorded as once. Yeah, okay, yeah. Game changer. It was a game changer, but it was a game changer a long time ago. So this is even something that I absolutely love about Project Sam. And where's the difference between Orchestral Essentials and Symphobia? It's mostly the same samples, but for example, in Orchestral Essentials, you have the strings, you have the arco, which is the sustain, and you have the staccato, which are the shout notes. If you go to Symphobia, you have staccato, staccatissimo, spiccato, spiccatissimo, because staccato and spiccato are two different playing techniques, whilst in spiccato the bow bounces off, in staccato it's just a short note. So you have way more possibilities. Do you need them? Maybe. So this is a big maybe. So really, if you have Orchestral Essentials 1 and 2 by Project Sam, you're perfectly covered if you love the Project Sam sound. And once in a while, I prefer to work with Orchestral Essentials because I have only the short strings. And I don't lose an hour to choose between the spiccatissimo and the staccatissimo sound. So no chance that a programmed run can outrun a recorded run. Obviously, this is always, like I say, I do love libraries that have phrases in them already pre-recorded, because there are many things, especially if sung or if it's a solo instrument, that just can't be programmed. I show you quickly one example. Just really quickly, and it doesn't matter. You can take Westwood with their Untamed series. You can take bunker samples with the Eremia or the bunker strings or whatsoever. You can use, there are many possibilities, but I will just quickly open up here the solo textures. Let's go for the cello, just quickly to show you what I mean. Subtle waves. It's near to impossible to program something like this, or the Sordino pulses. And I said this many times, if you use something like this, then don't choose one articulation and use it for a long time, because you will hear the pre-recorded stuff. You have the key switches. You can easily jump from one to the other, find 2 or 3 that sound similar but are not the same, and then just, from one note to the other, key switch, and you change from one articulation to the other, and it sounds as humanly possible with libraries as it can get. Really, absolutely. I've been interested in swing and swing more. I don't have them, but I can imagine how good they are, because I know how good all the Project Sam libraries are. Definitely. Oh yes, something that I was talking about now, I remembered about the workflow, and I said, yes, there's this one developer having amazing libraries, really amazing libraries, but I never managed to get into his brain. So I have no idea how these libraries are really meant to work. And I really tried my best. And I spent some time to understand it. But they are just, his workflow and how he is working. And so I just never found access to his libraries to really come up with stuff, in a certain way. And then, of course, yes, I could have here the Mac Studio with 128 gigabyte of RAM, and then make a library which runs perfectly in that computer. And if you don't have that computer and the library has memory peaks and CPU peaks and what stuff ever, then just telling, get a better machine. Not really. I think this is something that even should be watched at. How much memory do they use? Do they use a realistic amount of memory for what they offer sound-wise? And how much CPU do they use? Because I remember some libraries, you really heard something, like this, and the CPU was at 80%. And then you have other libraries where really you get nuts under the headphones from what you hear, and the CPU is at 13%. So, then usual and fun. Does anyone have Spitfires? Fractured strings. Is the fractured strings from Spitfire? I don't think so. Isn't the fractured strings from the Crow Hill? But I'm not sure. Colors, plus VAT. That's a big problem maybe with Project Sam. Maybe they're in the Netherlands, and the people are slightly different. And they don't show the VAT on the website, which normally by law they even would need to show. So yes, you see a price, and then depending on your country, there's VAT on top once you have them in the basket. That's a negative surprise. And I think there's only one other developer where this happened to me. All others, they already have the price VAT included, because the browser normally detects on which country you are. And plus VAT then, yes. No, Project Sam is Heaviosity, Project Sam. Those are my two really bread and butter go-to, because there you quickly have good results, and then you can always fiddle with smaller things. As I said, Wrong Tools is amazing. Every library I ever played with, Bunker Samples, they do have amazing stuff. Even Triumph Audio, a little niche maybe, maybe one sound, one phrase, one whatsoever. But what there is amazing. Sound Iron, even Sound Iron. There are so many libraries that come to my mind. Ex Machina, I still need to learn it really before I can present it the way I'm sure I should present it. But oh yes. Talking about fun stuff, I need to show you this one. Where is it? Oh, I'm tired. Oh, yeah, there it is. I just take one. Wrong Tools. Really? Is Wrong Tools then plus VAT? I thought the prices were already VAT included, but I'm not sure. He's in Finland. Emergence Audio. Let's say it like this: if you don't have anything textural yet, then yes, you can get the violin and the viola and the cello and the bass and what there is. The engine might fool you at the very beginning, like, boah! And then you find out, yes, there's a low frequency oscillator, a high frequency oscillator, and a little stuff like this. So there are maybe more knobs, then you really get results out of it. The samples are amazing, the sound quality is amazing, but they are, yeah, textural libraries, and for sure you might have lots of those textures already in something else. I mean, my problem was when I did this project for this violinist, the original song that he covered was sung by a girl, and there was a string quartet accompanying her. He's a violinist, so I told him from the beginning, we can't go with a string quartet and you being a solo violin, because you would fight against the other strings. So we needed something textural that sounded like strings, but not the most realistic. I don't know if you get the idea. I needed string sounds, but it needed to be a little more textural and not that realistic, like really a string quartet having a solo violin on top. And yes, I thought, yeah, cool. I won't name anyone now, okay? But yeah, cool. I do have those textural libraries. Unfortunately, it was not A minor for a minute and then E minor for a minute, and those textures could do their thing. No, it was really, bam, 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 chord change, over chord change. And those libraries just needed way too much time to develop, to do something. So I went at the end of the day with Bunker Strings 2 from Bunker Samples. They did an amazing job. They have an amazing sound. They are slightly textural and they are so playable. They are so really just, like I needed it in this occasion. This was for me an eye-opener. But going back to last train, Emergence Audio, why not? Absolutely perfect. You have that man sitting there. You have something like 10 seconds where nothing is happening and you don't need something to happen. You just need to create that mood. Wow. Go for Emergence Audio. It doesn't matter, even the soprano textures and all those, they are amazing. You press one key, you let this texture do its thing. I'm pretty sure they're perfectly aimed at that. I mean, then of course, you need the violin, the viola, and the cello, and the bass, and this and that. There are other libraries that just have grouped it in one library. So in one library, you do find the violin and the viola and the cello and the bass and the textures and whatsoever. So maybe even this is something then price-wise, because they trick you like, it's only 29 or only 39, but then yes, you need this and this and this and this, and then 39 times 5. What's so special in your streams, Martin? Your ability to adapt to whatever. What am I talking about? Yeah, Steph, thank you. Very, very kind of you. I think they have everything that... Dave, your ears must have been ringing. This was wrong, I think, in English. We talked about you before and everybody was just saying, hey, Dave is the man, because everybody loved and everybody loves whatever you did for me. And I think not only for me, for my channel, visual wise. I told them you're not only a visuals guy, you're an amazing human being. He became father again recently, so let's all a big shout out, a big congrats to Dave, and he's even a great musician. So, and you all know this will be the 4th time. I think next week we will be ready to announce our annual Christmas collab. There will be Chris Houston, as always. There will be a special guest even this year, and I already do have the amazing, beautiful and beautifully dark visuals from Dave that you then can use for this Christmas or holiday collab. So really cool to have you. Now, not David, Dave Cushing became father. So ja, guten Abend, Sevenklang. Hi, nice to have you. I've been comparing my brass and string libraries. I'm surprised at how much I like the Century series from ATO, yes. Even ATO, from ATO, I have a children's choir. I mean, I do various of this, but the children's choir even is really amazing. And which, by the way, which by the way, 7 Tears of Hope, the minimalist. I don't know if you have his ebooks, his courses. Me myself personally, I'm going through the self-marketing course that he recently released, and it looked like something like, yeah, I can knock this out in a weekend. No. No. Good thoughts in it, good stuff, good strategy, and I will try it definitely, because I might open a second YouTube channel, something pretty personal. Really, like, it will be simply called like a Bavarian in Italy, something like this. And I will talk about how it is for me being a German living in Italy, with all the experiences, the good side, the bad side, and all this, the travels, just personal, not music related, more life related. Barbecue, obviously lots of barbecue. I will show you my secret recipes, and yeah, maybe even show you how to get olives and that stuff. So and I will use his strategy, his course on that channel, just to see if I can launch it quicker than this music channel. So if you don't know it, check out his store. Running another one of those streams where, yes, David, 100%. There will be this year. I mean, how many weeks are there left? 3 weeks left. But there will be, of course, another, you play, we listen. I love them. It's so beautiful. Like those scoring competitions. It's so amazing to hear you, what you guys come up with, where your creativity leads you to. And so, yes, we will do this 100%. It's on discount. Yeah, it's probably black, yeah. Yeah, it's black. So we're coming back. Yeah, samples and beer. Steph, we didn't forget about samples and beer. The sad story about samples and beer is me not being able to get this thing running. You won't imagine how many evenings we spent, Kate and myself, together trying to get OBS running. So you would see me like you see me now, and then you would see Kate on the other side, and maybe in the middle Logic or any DAW with some samples where we really will play. Maybe we'll only talk about it and get drunk or stuff like this. I get him in OBS, I see him in OBS. There is no chance we get his sound through. I have access to his sound panel, I have access to his microphone, everything. We don't get it running. So we already thought we might make a test stream pretty soon, very minimalistic, really only with the MacBook there on the table and the studio in the background, just to get it started, and then even to see your interest. If you're interested, if you're funny enough, if you're interesting enough in that stuff, and then we need to see how to get it running with the big setup. We really tried, and we tried many times, not only 2 or 3. I just didn't get his sound running. I mean, if there should be someone master in OBS, please contact me, help me. We didn't forget about this idea, samples and beer. Wow, 50%, 7 Tears of Hope. Guys, yeah, check out really the ebooks. Conan Barbarian in Italy. No, Guren, no, it's not a Conan Barbarian. It's a Bavarian Barbarian. It's a Bavarian Barbarian in Italy. Oh, I need to go to the chopper. Need to drink more beer. The bad guys are coming over. I can highly recommend the courses from. Yeah, absolutely. His courses are great. Hey, Thomas, Steph. It's a fun experience, obviously, and Thomas, you know it. how it is, and yeah, I think it might be a fun channel, like this Bavarian coming with his chopper, no, in a Bavarian car even. I'm so Bavarian. I mean, I'm drinking only Bavarian beer. I'm driving only Bavarian cars. I have all the Bavarian clothes possible, and so yeah. Everyone's main Black Friday pick. Yeah, David, that was a very interesting question. What was your Black Friday pick? Was there something? My first question. I'm curious in this. Was someone of you really waiting for Black Friday? I mean, was there someone just saying, okay, I will wait for Black Friday to get X or Y? Because we get flooded all year long by now with summer sales, autumn sales, Christmas sales, New Year sales, spring sales. So this is maybe something that I'm really curious in. Was there one really okay on Black Friday? I will get this, and then yes. What did you get on Black Friday? I mean, I really want I'm not sure if a Mac Studio or a Mac Mini, and probably now during the Christmas holidays I will get one. And I was waiting for Black Friday for Apple to have a 80% off. They didn't. So. And not even Augustina, even they still sell their beer at regular price. On how can they dare to not have a 80% off on their beer? So we have yes, we have no, and whoever was yes, what did you get? I mean, good luck with that, David. I'm pretty sure you're on the Apple prices. Good luck with that, and they won't get down. Noir, Rotor, Fragments, and Origins. Wow. Okay, Steph, you went heavy on Westwood, and Rotor is another amazing cello library. Looks like cello really is one of our all favorite instruments, and there are many amazing cello libraries out there. And Noir, I have it because I got it. I don't remember there. I just made a Native Instruments bundle. I bought something there. I don't know if it was a complete or something like this. There was Noir inside. I never played it. I really must admit I have Noir, and I know how many positive discussions there have been about Noir. I never ever really loaded it on my hard drive to play with it, because piano wise I'm pretty happy with 3 libraries at the end. There is one that I use nearly all the time, and if I don't use this one, then there are other 2. So I at the beginning even I used before this stream I just polished all the libraries that have been here, like not on the hard drive anymore. And there was the Gentleman. Gentleman was my absolutely favorite library from Native Instruments, and then there was the Giant, and there was another one. I don't have them anymore. And so Noir, yeah. If you tell me like, hey, you need to play Noir, then I will load it this weekend and I will play with it. Like Dave Cushing, our man, he was in my ears for months. For months he was in my ears, like, you need Ascent from Heaviosity, you need Ascent, and I was just like, I have all the pianos that I need, and there's even this how is it called, from Westwood, the one that I love and hate at the same time, and I'm never sure if I love it more or if I hate it more. The Lost Piano. such an amazing library, and I never really understood the engine. It must be a UK thing. I mean, they're driving on the wrong side of the road, so maybe they're even with the libraries. I love it, but unfortunately, there have been always trial and error results. It wasn't like I would like to have this, and this is the way how to program it. And then yes, I finally got Ascent, and now I'm using Ascent 95% of the time. So yeah, Dave, don't talk to him. Don't talk to Dave and don't talk to Bernie, because they only get those, how you say, those little fleas in your ears, and then sooner or later you get the stuff. And I bought the library full price to go with soft drinks. Yes, David. Yes, David. I don't have the soft string soloist. I have the Wheeled Ashes. I didn't have the time yet to really play with it, but nice. Yes. Nice. Wow. Okay, Seven Clan. Okay. So Tina Guo lips. Yes, the Tina Guo lips. They are. I mean, it's Tina Guo. Come on, guys. It's not about the sound. Okay. This was not politically correct. Tomorrow a new shitstorm. For sure, but there are ways and ways to get on stage, and yes, she knows precisely what she's doing. But I'm a huge, okay. Let's correct this. I'm a huge Tina Guo fan, and if you follow her on her socials, she is the most down to earth person. She is amazing because she really gets in front of the camera completely without any makeup, and you won't recognize her. I'm so sure even if she would be sitting next to you in the airplane, you wouldn't recognize her without her 5 kilos of makeup on. And I love it that she shows her hands completely full of blisters. She shows herself just, like she really is. And then, yes, she is this artist that gets on stage and does an amazing show, being an exceptional player. So everything good about Tina Guo. So now I hope it was politically correct to show how much I really follow her and love whatever she's doing. David, this is interesting. This is interesting to yeah. I have Noir, so I maybe should play Noir and then tell you. I mean, Avant is, it's an electric piano. Avant is an electric piano. Then there's Allure, which is the upright, the beautiful kawaii upright, which pretty sure they sampled something that I had as a teenager. They did my upright piano. I loved it. I learned playing on it. My first compositions was really like piece of paper, writing down the notes, writing down the notes with this kawaii. I sold it, stupid me, something like, I think, 8 years ago, because it was just standing in my house in Munich, being played only on holiday every time we needed to tune it, and that, so it was just like, let's sell it. It's not worth have it standing there just to collect dust. But I'm curious now to compare maybe Ascent to Noir. This might be really interesting. Now sounds absolute bonkers. Okay. So Noir is more a traditional piano. Yeah, the particle engine. I mean, yes. Let's get back a little bit to the libraries. I was opening up the Voices of Rage by Sound Iron, and if you are into heavy metal or that stuff,
Always be away. Listen beside the.
I mean, how cool is that library? They are time synced, there are word builders, there are, if I remember, 4 male singers and 1 female singer.
What you do the.
Just stuff like this. Is this an amazing library? I love it. I absolutely love it. And now that you said the particle engine, coming back to textural libraries. In my opinion, the textural library, probably, talking about textures, because for me now, if I need a violin texture or a viola texture, stuff like this, I take or the intimate strings from Heaviosity, or I take their solo textures. This is what I take. I have everything in one library. But if we talk about a texture that needs to be under the time textures, this is such a beautiful library. It has this particle engine, because yes, I think it's the same company, and maybe Noir, being a traditional library, might sound better than Ascent, maybe having more velocity layers and microphone positions and that stuff. Ascent, the big plus in Ascent is, apart from its great sound, the 3-channel mixer, where they even have techniques like, we can quickly load it up. I can show you why I do love Ascent so much. Because you do have, the modern Grand. So yes, of course, you do have only the piano if you want. Here you go, factory, core, concert, and then you have this concert Grand. But you do have, those ascended stuff, like the ascended wings. You have here an E-bow. They went with an E-bow over the strings. Then what I normally use here is the twine on the strings. And then you get stuff like this. So you have a textural piano. Just don't let me lose, because the chat is going quick this evening. I love it. Thanks for you all for being here. That's amazing. Harley guy. Yeah, that's a library. It's a library just with angry voices. So I'm not on the pedal. I'm just holding down the keys. And this is the triple P mix. So here, for example, I go for the full mix. And then, you have the mixer for the sounds and the panning and the convolution, how much convolution you want in it. The convolution can be, I have a video about this, can be modulated with an knobs interface. This means whilst you play, there isn't any echo, and then when you leave the chords, then you wow can blend in the echo, and then you blend it down, you continue to play, you remain on the chord. This is why I love Ascent, because it gives you so many possibilities. And then you do have the echoes, and the echoes are just something amazing. Going up in whatever you want, for example, only in octaves. And you set the speed and the timing and all that stuff. So yeah, Ascent, an amazing piano library. I lost my voice for a month trying to sing like that. With a couple of Scotch and highlights. Yeah, Scotch. Thomas, don't, because I have a beautiful bottle with a black label and white writing on top just behind of me. So I have been checking in elementary sounds. Mia, which came earlier this week. Another beautiful piano, if you haven't been in the live stream on Wednesday, is by Sound Iron, this ghostly thing, this Knights and Box Grand. Just even this one quickly, and then we get to time textures, which is for me the textural library. So this one has just, the 4-layer engine that Sound Iron always have. You have 2 microphones, 2 ambisynth, and here you have just, for example, on microphone 1, the tuned box grand. Then on microphone 2, I think they set another one, but slightly offset. You hear the pitch, you see it's slightly pitched. And then you can switch on the ambisynth, and then by random ghosts come in. And of course, you have all the possibilities in the world to control everything, just like every sound area and library. So if you don't know this one, even this one is an interesting library. And to choose between noir and accent. And Steph, you've chosen noir then at the end. So yeah, Steph, but that's the idea, and that's even the idea behind samples and beer. You know, just to do something together. Like I mean, we can't meet person. I mean, the room is big enough, so we could meet here. There's even a small pool table. We could play pool. But anyhow, at least we do it like this. We do it, you know, virtually, and time textures with this particle engine and this. Wow, love it. Let's just play a little bit with this. I love it. There is so much going on. On both engines, you have the particle engine. You choose so many things that you want. You do have here the movement, the octaves, the speed, everything that is on the mod wheel. So you have this macro controller going on. And then in here, you just have this huge thing where you can choose the type, the feel, the instrument, the character, the texture, the info, and that stuff. So, love it. Absolutely love it. There was even, you know, cinematic. Let's choose a cinematic. We would like to have in it violas. And then you see here something just happens. And I would like to have in the piano this one. Ascent is glorious. Yes, Dave. Yes. I know. You told me for a month. You told me I needed to check it out, and I did. And now it's my favorite go-to library. I know that I need to listen to you more often. And for $50, get Ascent for $50. Yes, those are the AKG 240 Studio is written underneath. I love them. I love them for how neutral they are. To my ears, they're a little bit like the Yamahas. They are not heavy on the bass. They're not heavy. They are neutral. So if it sounds good on them, you're on a pretty good road. Now I have even those edifiers here. They are more on the hi-fi level. They add a lot of bass. I will get even the subwoofer from them to have underneath if I listen then to my music just like a listener, you know, like someone sitting in the cinema or in the living room or whatever, but working is with those, and those are my working headphones. But I even do have here, just by 2 screws in the table, I have my headphone stands, the Sennheisers. The Sennheisers, I do not remember their code. HG360, can it be, or HG300? They are completely closed. This means if I put them on, I don't hear anything around me anymore. They are fantastic in the airplane. You put them on, you don't hear your neighbor talking anymore. You don't hear the engine noise. You just hear what's underneath them. Even they add a lot of bass because, you know, they're consumer headphones. They make the music sound good. But if you would work with them, you probably would miss something out detail wise. So yeah, they are amazing to really do this stuff, especially if family is sleeping. And then when I listen back to it as a consumer, then I switch over to those, and like the same here with the speakers. I've noticed that the music community is fun. People are kind of eager to help. Nigel, maybe we are more the fun guys as musicians. A good way is really getting to know a library is to challenge yourself to make an entire album with tracks using a library. David, that's a good point with the one library, and I'm nearly sure that one day I will make a scoring competition or a challenge. Let's call it a scoring challenge just for fun. No winners. no. I mean, if I find a sponsor, why not? Then there will be even prizes. But you will be limited to one library. But that's a difficult one. That's a difficult one. Why? One library. I take Jaeger. I have everything in that library, and it's a easy thing to do. I take the box grand piano that we had before. It will be tough. I take scoring acoustic guitars from Heaviosity. It will be challenging. So it depends a little bit what we mean then by library. Or you take Albion 1. Albion 1, there is so much stuff in it. Symphonic Destruction. I don't know if you really know Symphonic Destruction, because it's one of those libraries that they adverted completely as Heaviosity, Destruction. You know, the heavy side and the Brahms and those loops and the hybrid stuff and the damage stuff. The friendship between me and Heaviosity started with my review for Symphonic Destruction. Because, not only because of the intro, because the intro is maybe the best intro of all the videos I ever made, is the intro of this Symphonic Destruction review. But there are so many playable, soft, natural, beautiful instruments in Symphonic Destruction. And I concentrated a lot on them too. Like, wow, yes, there are the big Brahms and there is the big damaged orchestra. But there are beautiful, beautiful, subtle sordino strings and woodwinds and stuff like this. So, yeah, another library that really can go a long, long, long way, which many people don't even know what you can do with it and how much more there is inside, except from the damage stuff. There is this, The Brief, on Heaviosity's YouTube channel. There's a series, they did it some time back, it's called The Brief. There are always two composers challenging each other with a very short piece of movie. And there was Ari Winters against, the third guy. I will remember the name. And Ari wasn't allowed to use the damage stuff, only the natural stuff. And yeah, watch this episode and you will see what you can do with this one. Oh, there was a lot of stuff going on meanwhile. I lost a lot of messages, it looks. Can I get back to them? No. Yes. Strange sound, but yes. No, is it me? Okay. Yes, exactly. The one library. Yes, great. And Steve, never mind. There's always Black Friday. Yeah, yeah. There will be Black Saturday, Black Sunday. There will be the Christmas sales, the winter sales. I used them years and years. They're relatively not neutral. Exactly, they are. And unfortunately, they make my ears sweat. So normally after my 2-hour-long streams, my ears are completely... But yeah. Then Skydrift. Even Skydrift is absolutely beautiful, and I was absolutely interested in it, but I don't know if I have it. Nora comes to complete. Exactly, it came with complete. It was in complete, but I don't have the complete ultimate. I only have a small complete, which I basically took to get Contact 7, and there is Noir. 99% sure there is Noir. I just would need to open up now the native access to see it, but yeah, I didn't install it yet. Then, am I getting to the bottom? Yes, I am. Can Museo be considered one library? Yeah, Nigel, no! No, Museo is not one library. Could be one instrument. It's so worth it. Dave, no, we are not trying to sell anything this evening. Even if Ascent is definitely worth it. I thank you a lot that you convinced me to get Ascent. Yeah, David, I can try. I can try. I can try, absolutely. And what I really would like to see too, David, except from the foundations, is there 2-hour queues. I don't know if you have ever seen one of those 2-hour Q's episodes that Neil did on their channel. You can learn a lot from those videos, a lot. So let's make it into an album with some kazoos. Yeah. Or the death whistle, yeah. Or the one, the flatulus, the one with the farts. I searched Neil because I listed Annihilator. Yes, yes, yes. I mean, the Neil, the good Neil from Heaviosity was the guitarist in Annihilator. That's so amazing, and I'm pretty sure this is why Damaged Guitars was a project that was a lot, on his heart. He really got back to playing guitars. He has a beautiful Instagram profile, Neil Shreds. If you're interested. This one's. Yeah, and Neil is a good guitar player, and he's an amazing person. He's so ironic, auto-ironic. He's really amazing. Yes, and then even Dave. Someone made a fart guitar pedal. Yes, so yeah, time textures. We have been into time textures, maybe some other textures, because it's really beautiful. It's definitely beautiful. And they came up now with time textures expanded, I think. Disgusting, very realistic. So, I mean, you see, if you have something like this, natural, let's get rid of the, what would you like to hear? Photosynthesis. There's violins and piano in it. Favorite library purchased this year. Even that's a very, very good question. Let me check which might be my favorite library of this year. You too. Let us know in the chat which was your. Okay, I'm not answering now to the favorite library of this year, but if you don't know, Sunset Strings and Nightfall by Realitone, those two, check them out. 100%. Nightfall is very similar. What is it similar to? Maybe you could say it's similar to Novo, because it's a very elaborated string library. It's not really on the natural side. It's more on the elaborated side, but it sounds amazing. Nightfall is one beast of a beautiful library. Just go the... High score. Thomas the Tank Engine with 10 textures. Yeah. Rotor. Nightfall is really super cool. I tamed. Okay, this one is automated. On others, you know, normally have those 2 layers, and with the mod wheel you go from one to the other. Texture. Are you sure? Yes, I am. So Nightfall, amazing, but Sunset Strings. The 2 coins, 2 sides of the same coin. That beautiful movie. And yes, as I said, today I was again in contact with that film student who made that film. It was her final project for university, and we scored. How I did it, you know, all three movies that I scored for those student projects was always just like getting in contact with them, and then once I got the script or the first visuals or whatsoever, I made a very short YouTube video for them, you know, a private video, only they had the link, and I showed them my concept, like, I have this in mind, do you like it? And she fell in love with it, with the Sunset Strings. So you do have 2 layers. So in this case, for example, we have sul tasto on layer 1, sounds like this. And then we have short crescendo on the other layer, and then you go from one layer to the other by the mod wheel. So you get your string players alive by using, you know, those 2 layers. So you can imagine if you choose, I don't remember precisely what I did there, like the sul tasto vibrato, so something really nice. Okay, just so like this. And then whilst you play, because this movie is some kind of a psycho thriller maybe, not easy, with a very surprising ending, which the ending made me love a lot. Other people might be shocked by the ending. And you know, whenever there have been those emotional changes in it, or when it got tense, I just did something like this. You know, I played, and then you see, I just blended something like this in, and if we go here for something really more aggressive, jitter, for example. Yeah, you see? This is one thing about Sunset Strings, which is for film scoring, for movie scoring, you know, in one library, so easy to blend between different emotions. But another cool thing about this library is that for every sound you have an attack like this. This is the let's take a quick slide, a fifth up. You know, something like this, just something like this, or a slow bend, a half step up. Amazing stuff. There are many things, or simply a crescendo into the sound. Yeah, and then let's get rid of it. Let's get rid of it. Do I remember how to get rid of it? I don't remember how to get rid of it. Yes, I do. And then you do have endings. You have a release sound. So you could play. And when you leave it, it does something like this. So you can imagine maybe how cool this is. A half step up. And I use this a lot whenever, yeah, I can spoiler it. I mean, the movie's up and now. Whenever she got again attacked by her boyfriend. So I was playing my music, ba 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 ba, and then when he got into the scene, because there was her cooking in the kitchen. It was just very soft. She was cutting the stuff and I played the romantic music, and then our memories kicked in, or he kicked in, and whenever he kicked in, there was this romantic music playing, blah 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 blah, and then just like this, music stopped and they were arguing again. Sunset Strings is one beast of a library. Steph, 100%. 100%. Know your tools. You don't need it. You can have 2 tracks where you just blend between different articulations. I don't know if you have a chance for something like this at the end. Program it. Yes, you can. In this one you just have the releases. You have even short stuff ending and decrescendo and slides and stuff like this. You could absolutely here, you just have it at your fingertips. So yeah, but you can with whatever. And by the way, what is really funny, lots of the stuff that you find in here, articulation wise, you already had in Symphobia 2. I think in Symphobia 2 over 10 years ago. So yes, if you have Symphobia 2, then maybe you don't need Sunset Strings. Unfortunately, I have to go. Have a nice day, everyone. Thank you really for being here. I mean, probably we should even stop by now. I now see how, wow, time is flying. We are in since 2 hours. That's long. This. I was watching a documentary on German electronic music, and they had an interview with a very new sounding guy who said free jazz. So occasionally, as soon as I heard him say that, then I have something. Yeah, guys. For me, it is a pleasure. I mean, it still is a pleasure. I had no idea that we're in this since 2 hours already. That's a new record, I think, without even presenting, one particular library. Secunda is nice. Iguana is probably the coolest. Oh, no way, it didn't survive. Let's see, it didn't survive the. Yeah, look at this cool. And then everything is animated. I don't know if you see it. Every single drum is animated. Lots of hi-hats on this one. Where are the snares? There, okay. Why do I love this library? There's a beer bottle. And with this beer bottle you can record patterns and stuff like this. So yeah, even this is quite a nice library. The Karma Then Westwood, yeah, lots of Westwood stuff. High riffage metal, even riffage metal. I absolutely liked this library, and I don't know who of you saw my review for riffage metal. It was the infamous video where I wore a wig, so I had very long hair and I was just out there shredding my keyboard like a real badass. Heavy metal video. Had lots of fun. Making that video. I mean, it was fun, writing that demo track, but it was even more fun to make the video for that demo track. A real metal, stylish. No, I don't use Pianotech. Tempus Fugit, exactly. Cowbell. Of course, there are different cowbells, but isn't it the... Oh, it's Project Sam. It's Project Sam. Lineage. In Lineage, there are 4 different cowbells. Do you need more cowbells? Yes, in Lineage, you have 4 different cowbells, or then a cowbell set, having all 4 of them. And anyhow, I think even in the damage drum kit, I think you even have 2 cowbells anyhow. Snare drums, tom sides, cymbals. Yes, you have cowbell and you have more cowbell. This is something I would love to do. I would love to work in a company making sample libraries, and my job would be only to come up with the names. Like cowbell, we don't name cowbell number 2 cowbell 2, we name it more cowbell. Oh yes, Jeff Tate, vocal library, for sure must be cool. Then yes, the Mosaic series, absolutely cool. And is there something else that comes to my mind that's maybe worth talking about it? Of course, yes, the Quartarone guitar reveries. If you are into guitars and think you don't have enough guitar sounds, then yes, the guitar reveries is absolutely beautiful. I do love from Spitfire the Aperture Orchestra, but it was one of those I don't remember, it's a library they only have for a week, a year, and if you buy a certain amount of stuff, then you get those libraries included. But that's even pretty cool, because it's just on the mod wheel. It blends in more stuff. That's the only thing it does, but it does it pretty good. And always one eye on the chat, because you guys are so fast this evening. If we go on the player, then the non-player libraries, because there was one that I can't, the Alda cello, even Alda violin, they are absolutely beautiful. Bella di Media, I already told you, let's maybe just take one of them. Which one would you like to hear? A soprano. Let's maybe just quickly get into the soprano, the vocal tools. Just to show you what it does. It really does only this. So you do have, the various steps, and then on every step you can place one of those elements, so you can create phrases out of the words that they divided into elements. So it does what it does really good if you need lyrical stuff, but it does only that. And there are no effects, they're nothing. They're really just the good samples, and that's it. So niche, but good niche. The bunker samples, yes, I already told it, especially the bunker strings too. Amazing stuff. Then Dominus Choir, Echoes of the Earth, El Mariachi, Arcane. But there was one that I used the free version on a track of mine, and now this year they came up with a full library. It was a horn, legacy horn. Exactly. This one. Boy, I had only the free version. I wrote a Christmas track with it, and the free version already was amazing. So Aperture strings, yeah. I have the Aperture Orchestra, I think. But yeah, amazing. Yeah, my favorite library, by the way. Favorite album. The soprano is from Bella di Media. Bella di Media, they have a soprano, they have a tenor, they have... Okay, it looks like my Mac said it's time to go to sleep. No. There we are. Still needs to load. But this is amazing. This is such a beautiful, beautiful library. Definitely worth it. The legacy horn. And yeah, can't tell you which one really. Ugh. What a horrible library. But I won't tell. It was really a... Favorite album for sure would have been Dream Theater, but they will come out only in February next year, so I have to think about which might be my favorite favorite album of the year, favorite library of this year. I think if it was this year, because I do not remember, but I think it was this year, I really think it was the Solo Textures by Heaviosity. For one simple reason. I'm a big fan of Heaviosity. I do know their libraries. So if they bring out a new library in an engine that I know, in this case the Novo engine, then it's amazing. And what I like, in this library, I do have the violin, the viola, and the cello just in one library with lots and lots and lots of various articulations. Doing beautiful stuff like this. And if I need more textural stuff, then yes, there is the Texture Designer, which is similar to all of their libraries. And then, yeah, you just have... this stuff. And there, there are the pads and the rhythmic stuff and whatsoever. Abandoned Playground. In one library. So I think, yeah, my favorite one of this year was Solo Textures. And top number, yeah, Maxime, really. I only had the free horn, and when he came out with this one, I sent him the track that I made with the free horn, and he thought, wow, that's amazing. Take this one too, and maybe make a review one day of it. And for sure, I will make a review of it one day because it's an amazing horn. And talking about Bella D, let's maybe quickly show you even the tenor, because even the tenor is wow. Just quickly. Oh, another error. Okay, this one won't play for sure. So that's another library that didn't like being from the internal hard drive. Come on. To an external one. Let's see if I still have it on my internal one. No, it doesn't look like. Okay, I really need to re-download it. But maybe we are lucky. and I have the free version, or the $5 version, or how they call it, and this one works. Because even the tenor is worth having a look at. Let's see. 1. Yeah. Beautiful stuff. Oh yes, I have this one. This one is the Royal Library. Next question: which library do you regret? I mean, I can't. Okay. Now, to be honest, I think really the only thing that I bought a course. Which is the orchestration recipes. If you don't know them, they are worth their weight in gold. The orchestration recipes, especially volume 1 and 2, because they are just very short examples, pretty precise, named, in the style of. So you need Harry Potter getting into the empty library. There will be an example how you can sound-wise achieve it pretty easy. It's not bound on any libraries and anything. It's just the secret behind the sound. And there was and I actually bought a library. I even bought a library which I can't remember. Otherwise, most of the libraries I get NFR copies from the companies for reviews, for live streams, for stuff like this. But anyhow, you get things, and in my case, you even maybe present things, and whilst you prepare the presentation, you realize, really, and so yeah. I won't go into detail, but yes, maybe then the other channel, which is not music related, the Bavarian in Italy, can tell, like, don't waste your money on this, really. First starts an M. First. Wow, Stefan. Now I'm thinking who this one might be, starting with an M. You're talking about the developer or about the name of the library? Okay, enough hints. Stop. So I think, guys, we all should. I don't know. Yeah, by the time, by the way, I mean, we are all in different countries. Here it's 11:20 p.m. now. I don't know at your place what time it might be. But anyhow, I think I will go to sleep now. I had an amazing time. Thanks to you guys. Really, thanks to you. That's always so amazing, to have you in the chat and to at the yeah, that maybe these are some that I think we overpriced the red effect. That's David. That's another thing that is I can imagine that's really sad. If you buy something and then you have it, you play it, and then you realize, wow, it's overpriced. I mean, I get the feeling. I get an NFR copy, and I know the retail price, and it happens to me. And during the streams, normally I really try to give my opinion on the price too, like this thing with the white and the black keys. There are libraries where the white and the black keys are full of samples, and there are other libraries where only the white keys are samples. So theoretically, it's not really half, but let's say it's half the content if they didn't place anything on the black keys. And then the engine, man, look, an engine, like the Heaviosity engines, for example, just to, I mean, them. I think I don't need to show you those engines, but with 6 or 7 pages, and others that they're. And then here, the main page, the source page, the options page, the cycle page, the macro sequencer, the master effects, and that stuff. So I can imagine how it is, if you spend money and then you realize, wow, so yeah, the night is still young, just as we are. AM, Dave, 9 a.m. I hope you had the chance to sleep this night, because you can't imagine how happy I feel that my children are 13 and 19 by now. So I have to deal, with an adult, which is amazing. I have to deal with a female teenager, it's amazing and it's hell at times. But we sleep at night, and things get easier. Really, things get I think I could say they get easier as your children grow. So, but I remember how it is with the newborn. I always say, everyone, so the first 2 years normally they're hell, they're pure hell. It's in my opinion, it's really an illusion to say the first 2 years are beautiful. They're not beautiful. I mean, they're not. They're just stress, really. But yeah, and. Really, I think we are through. We talked about the prices, that some things are really fair priced, some are a steal. I mean, it's not a steal. You still pay money for it, but they're good value. They're good value for the money. And others, yes, they are overpriced. As soon as you start digging a little deeper, and this is what I try. I never ever named something that I really didn't like, or this is I try, of course, with developers. There is a lot of dialogue between me and certain developers. I mean, we really chat and talk, and that's an amazing experience that I'm so happy that I can live this. I never thought this would be possible. And there are developers that listen. I mean, it's their business and anything, but they listen and then maybe give you an explanation or whatsoever. And there are developers that just like, this is, this is me, and you don't understand shit, you don't know shit, so be quiet. That's their attitude. You're like, okay, you might be right that I don't know shit by it. I have access to nearly every library in the world, and I do have by now several terabytes of libraries, so I think I'm capable of comparing your stuff to other stuff. Like for example, I'm happy that I can do all those travels, and normally at every airport you get a rental car. So you're in the lucky position. You drive a Volkswagen, a Opel, an Audi, a BMW, a Mercedes, a Ford, you name it. And then you start to realize the little details. And I was about to buy a Ford. Oh, how is it called? The Mondeo. I think the Mondeo, the Ford Mondeo, the coupe. What a beautiful car! I fell in love with this car just by seeing it, and then I lucky enough, because if you do test drive a car, you get it for 1 hour, or if you're lucky, for half a day. In Italy, not even in Italy, the seller always drives with you in the car, so you can't even test drive it. In Germany, at least, you go to the dealer, they give you the car, they give you the keys, and you test drive it wherever you would like to test drive it, even on the highway, going 250 if you want. But you don't get an idea. If you have this car for 3 or 4 days, then you start to realize, and I didn't buy the Ford at the end because no, simply no. But you get a chance to really compare things. That's the same with libraries. The more you get, the more you have to compare, and the more you are capable of a realistic opinion, in my opinion. So if I tell a developer, listen, compare it to this or to that, there are developers that listen. There are developers that just, oh, you don't know anything, shut up. And okay, I don't know anything. I will shut up. And yeah, even that's maybe worth a live stream by its own. And which, yeah, by the way, I've been asking this. I've been asking this various times. I think no one of you is playing Fortnite. I must admit, I'm addicted to Fortnite. My son, really, I hate him for this. When he got the PlayStation, he told me, "You need to play this. You will love it." Like Dave Cushing with Ascent, and I know I don't like video games. I don't play video games. I'm not into video games. I don't like Ascent, you know. And then I got Ascent, and from that day on, I think I couldn't live without Ascent anymore. And a little bit happened with Fortnite. I fell in love with this game. I love to play this game. It's amazing. I have some friends even on Fortnite. So you know, this little time that remains, we meet on Fortnite then, and we chat and laugh and shoot the bad guys. So if someone of you should be playing Fortnite, I think it would be lots of fun talking about sample libraries whilst we shoot the bad guys. In the south of Italy. David. I've been to the south of Italy. I think I wouldn't go there by car anymore. We are still in the center, so it's not that bad. Rome, for example, is pure chaos. Rome is really, but it works anyhow. They drive progressive. So even if they don't let you in, like in Germany, normally you set the turning signal and the other driver then just, you know, backs off and you can drive in normally. This is in Austria. It's the same thing in Switzerland. In Italy, not really. In Italy, you set the turning signal. Don't hope for them to make space. But at the same time, they won't run into you. So you learn to drive just like they do. You know, you turn the signal and then you just get out. You just get out because they won't run into you. They will then they are forced to make you space, but it's a different driving experience. What I hate in Italy is the safety distance. They don't keep any safety distance on the highway. You know, you are, I mean, normally, you know, if you have a car in front of you and you've been driving for some time, you can tell by the model what it's capable of. So I would never ever drive behind the Porsche and then start to flash him like, you know, the Porsche can go way faster than my car. So this is then what happens, you know, if in Italy you are forced to go only 100 because maybe there's a lorry in front of you, a truck in front of you, and then they come from behind like 5 centimeters from your bumper and start to flash. And you only think, I mean, really? As soon as the truck opens the road, I will just vanish, and you should be able to tell. But no, they don't. They come, they really do. That's so different in Italy, and we have lots of accidents. Due to this safety distance that's just not there. And I mean, I know maybe I'm driving too fast because I'm even driving a lot. So, you know, with the experience that comes, and I'm always trying to teach my son, like, you can go as fast as you want, because if speed would kill people, then Germany would be extincted by now, because on most of the highways we do not have speed limits, and I rarely drive under 200 kilometers an hour when I'm in Germany. The fastest that I drove personally was in a big Audi 270 for several kilometers, and that's fun. And it's not the speed killing you. It's, you know, if you come to a sudden stop, that kills you normally, a sudden alternation of speed. And if you have enough safety distance, it won't happen. You can always stop. You always have the time to stop. So I'm teaching my son, you can go as fast as you want, as long as you are distant enough to stop before anything that will stop you forcefully. That's it. In Italy, they don't have it, and then yes, they crash into each other, and yeah. Napoli. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. It's really good. Driving in Rome is really, and started years. Sister, cannot take it. Can't drive fast where I live, Pennsylvania. Horse. Yeah, that's a little problem that we have here in central Italy on those really beautiful countryside roads on the motorbike. It's very dangerous. I mean, we have lots of wild animals, so it's pretty normal that you encounter wild boars, deer, foxes, wolves. You see all kind of animals on the road, but you know those aren't maybe the yes they will of course. And on the car, you ruin your car. On the motorbike, you can fall, but the biggest problem are those tiny little three-wheelers with old people in it going to the market really slow, so you might come, you know, through the bend just perfectly bent 80-90 kilometers an hour, and then in front of you in the middle of the bend you find this thing going 30 or 40. That's so dangerous. The tractors going pretty slow, and the tractors losing stuff like mice, like corn, which really then is just like gravel on the road. But otherwise, the roads here, they are so beautiful. It's if you're on driving a motorbike, the area here is probably one of the most beautiful areas that you can find for just driving. And that's secret, okay? That's secret, but it's still possible to go real off-roading here. You can really, if you have an enduro. I sold my motocross and my enduro when my son was born, because I thought, okay, now I should give up some stupid stuff. But you really can still go off-roading on your enduro bike, and yeah. So Black Friday, get yourself a motorbike. And I think really now that's it. Now that's it, guys. Now we will close it. Thanks to everyone really being here. It was an amazing afternoon, evening, night, morning, whatsoever. We will repeat this. We should repeat this. By the way, if you would like to have, one of those cups, loops are bad, loops are good, one of those t-shirts. Yes, it's Black Friday, so even on my store at the moment there's a 30% off if you would be interested in one of those. And that's it. Really, that's it. As I said, on Sunday we will have our winner announcement for the last train. On Wednesday, we will have the little battle between Andreas and myself. Then I will make, I think, a live stream, not a video. I will make a live stream going through my score. I have, I think, 12 or 13 tracks, only sound design, not music, sound design. Train arriving, train departing, clock, him running up the stairs, him breathing, all that stuff. And then we'll go through this, and then yes, we will announce our Christmas holiday collab with Chris Houston and the very, very special guest. And thanks again to Dave for the visuals. Thanks even to Bernie, HCC Records, supported me with another visual. So we have lots of visuals for you. If you don't have visuals of your own, will be an amazing collab even this year. And thank you, really thank you for supporting me, supporting the channel. Leave a like, leave a comment, all this stuff, which for YouTube is so important. And what's know your tools is Max. Dave, absolutely. Unfortunately, the fourth wall where I do have my store, they don't have those cool beer mugs. But fortunately by now they have black coffee cups, because some weeks back they only had white ones and I didn't like the white ones, so I didn't even make them. Now they even have black ones, and the black one is really beautiful. I mean, not because it's mine, leave alone this. You don't need loops are bad or loops are good. I black cup, I do love a black mug, only because it's black. That's it. But yes, some you don't know shit. Yeah, exactly. Martin, shut up. You don't know shit. This would be a cool mug too. Like, you just shut up, you stupid Bavarian. And some, yes, know your tools, know your libraries, mugs and t-shirts and this stuff. Yes. There's still lots of stuff to do, and really thank you all. An amazing community. It's a huge pleasure to be with you guys, to have fun with you guys, laugh with you guys, and I will close it now. See you very, very soon. Maybe on Sunday in the premiere. Then we will do it as a premiere so we can chat with you during the winners announcement. And fortunately we had 11 prizes, so a lot of people will be happy, I hope, I think. And bye bye. Thank you. beenden.